Well, it's great to be here at Edendale, where Marjorie spent 26, 27 years of her life. And of course, Marjorie, as we know, is one of the personalities of the Hopkins region and at Wangoom as well. And Marjorie, so thank you for talking with us. It's great to hear a little bit more about your life. I probably should have asked you these questions earlier, found out who I'm actually working with. But hey, let's go right back, right back to the UK, and let's find out a bit about what sparked your faith.
Going to a caring church, the Church of Scotland in London, which gathers people from all over the southeast, and growing up there with a very vibrant minister just after the war.
Mm-hmm.
When we didn't have a church, we met at the Imperial College because the church was bombed in the war, and then part of the sharing of the rebuilding, and their friendships formed there, and the feeling it was always right. I just couldn't imagine not going.
Did you go with your family?
No, I'm the changeling in the family.
The changeling?
Oh yes.
Very good, very good. Now, so that's just a little insight. There's a lot more you could have shared about that, no doubt. But on that theme of sparks, what sparked this incredible move to Australia?
Well, it was a letter from the then Presbyterian minister in Moyne-Warrnambool, who had been associate minister at St Columba's in London. He did promise me a mild and pleasant climate. We had a few words about that. But suggesting I might like to be chaplain at Warrnambool High School, because I was already teaching religious education. That was my specialty.
Right, right. So that's a big move in itself. And so you had that ministry that you were sharing in, and then also your involvement with the how did it work out? The Presbyterian Church or the Uniting Church? Or?
Well, the Presbyterian Church, because it was 1968 that I came. So I went to St John's in Warrnambool until I was married when I went to Wangoom.
Right.
When I got that letter, I just knew it was right.
Yes.
Got on the bus that day, knowing I was coming to Australia.
Good.
And that was over a year before I came.
Strong sense of call.
Strong sense of call.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you mentioned Ainsley in there and living here in this house. So tell us a little bit about you two. What brought you two together?
A chaplaincy committee meeting where he came to inspect the new chaplain. But his brother, Jim, Peter's father, had actually met me off the boat.
Right.
So it was just strange, and we met there, and that's it.
Yeah, so from England to Australia to a new job to then living here on the farm. How did farming life sit with you?
Well, fortunately it was what I call civilised farming. We had share farmers.
Right.
So it was a long time until I actually couldn't go out and do anything.
Yep. Yeah, so you weren't cooking for shearers and other things like that?
I wasn't cooking for shearers, and I wasn't milking cows.
Yep, yep. And so with the marriage also came the membership at Wangoom, I suppose.
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
We were married there, married at Wangoom.
Right. Very nice. Beautiful. Good. So, you've had a big influence, Marjorie. I've heard stories from Wendy Smith about Mapunga and youth group days and other leadership things right across this region. But then you did this other big move, which was to take on the pastoral care role. How did that come about?
The first venture, there was always some of that involved in chaplaincy, school chaplaincy, and then out of the blue came another letter suggesting I might like to do some voluntary pastoral care in palliative care.
Right.
I went along ready to say no, and came out having said yes.
Yep.
And that developed. I did various courses, and they were very supportive, and did that for over 20 years.
And so it began.
And this particular role started with a phone call from Jeff.
Jeff's responsible. Very good.
Jeff was responsible. Blame him.
And so you've taken a lot of aged care services, a lot of visiting.
Yes.
and a lot of funerals.
Yes, which are a rich privilege because you almost become part of the family for the days before and with the follow-up afterwards. You share, look, anybody in ministry would say that, you share some really special times.
Yeah. So, wondering, Marjorie, where to from here? What now? Might be the next step?
Retirement.
Retirement.
But I'm not sure when.
Right, little by little.
Well, little by little, and also I think while we've got this pandemic, it's not a time to make great changes.
No. Well, Marjorie, we've talked about sparks in life, and you're still a bright spark.
Thank you.
Great to share with you. Thank you very much for
Great
sharing.
Stimulation from my two sparky colleagues.
That's good. That's good. Never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment.
But look, we love sharing with you in ministry, Marjorie, and yeah, you're a get up and go person. Once you make a decision, you go for it. I'm not sure whether that's the Scottish blood in you or what it is, but you're bold, go for it, and you're great fun to minister with. We've even liked your dancing routines in some of the movies. The services. So it's been a great joy, and I think this just really typifies how lovely are the feet of those who bring good news, and what a joy it is to share in that good news together. So thank you, Marjorie.
Thank
Peace
you,
be with
Malcolm.
you.
And also with you.
All the best.
And now